North Carolina is excited to be hosting our 4th NC Junior Chef Competition. This year's competition will be virtual. You may be thinking, why have a junior chef competition? The intent of the competition is to inspire the next generation of culinary professionals, stimulate interest in locally produced agriculture, create new school meal recipes students will enjoy, increase participation in school nutrition programs, provide nutrition education, and encourage healthy eating habits. The Junior Chef Competition recognizes students for their ability to work as members of a team to demonstrate valuable skills in recipe development, food preparation, marketing, public presentation, organization, and local food systems. The NC Junior Chef Competition consists of 2 parts, a recipe contest and a cook-off. Student teams must develop a recipe for a school lunch entree that meets the guidelines to submit for the recipe contest. During the cook-off, finalist teams must prepare, cook, plate, and present their recipe for judges. Who's eligible? Teams of 2 to 4 high school students, grades 9 through 12, currently enrolled in North Carolina Career and Technical Education, Culinary Arts and Hospitality, Food Nutrition, or Food Science and Technology courses can participate. Students may only be on one team. Only one team is allowed from each high school. Due to insurance coverage requirements, students should also be members of FCCLA. Are there any awards or recognition available? Yes. Student members of the teams will receive NC Junior Chef Competition chef's hats, coats, and aprons, along with certificates and medals based on their team score. The first, second, and third place teams will receive plaques to display in their school. In addition, the first place team will have the honor of hosting the NC Junior Chef Competition trophy until the next year's cook-off. Sullivan University in Kentucky is generously offering the scholarships you see listed on the screen for the top 3 teams at the state and regional level. To be a part of the competition for this school year, what are the important dates you need to remember and actions you need to take? Today, if you've not done so already, please review the NC Junior Chef Competition guidelines and plan to participate. By December 18th, submit an intent form for your team if interested in participating. By February 1st, turn in an online submission form for your team. We'll share more about the intent and submission forms in a minute. By February 19th, look for a notification by email to see if your team has been selected as a finalist. By March 19th, finalist teams must turn in an updated or final submission form. April 8th or 14th, teams will be scheduled to participate in a live virtual interview with the judges. April 16th, there will be a live virtual ceremony to recognize all of the finalist teams and announce the results of the competition. By April 19th, the competition results will be officially announced by NCDPI through a press release and social media. At this time, we're not certain if there will be a Southeast Junior Chef competition this year, either in person or virtual. However, we will keep everyone posted. Each team interested in competing should submit an online intent to compete form, which is brief and only asks for teacher and school info as well as the names of the student team members planning to compete. For the recipe contest, each team must submit an online submission form this year. Through the form, you'll provide team contact info, answer related questions about steps taken in preparation for the competition, and upload your application with recipe photo, and permission forms. The online form will allow for everything to be housed in one location given the virtual format. Also new for this year, teams will be required to watch a series of educational videos. The presentation you are watching now about the guidelines, along with brief recorded videos or presentations on school nutrition programs, farm to school, North Carolina agricultural products, and food safety. The videos are intended to enhance the learning opportunity for students provided through the competition. As in previous years, teams will turn in a completed application, which will be uploaded as part of the submission form. Through the application, teams share contact info, approval signatures, their recipe with ingredients and directions, nutrient analysis, and costing. Follow your school and local education agency or LEA procedures for approval to participate in the NC Junior Chef Competition. A signature is required from your school's principal and may be needed from an LEA administrator. It is encouraged that you consult with your school nutrition director and request that he or she signs off on your application to attest that they have reviewed and provided input on your team recipe. You may upload a scanned signature page with the submission form, or you may insert electronic signatures into the application. Teams must develop a lunch entree recipe, yield of 6 servings, that meets USDA requirements and includes at least 2 North Carolina grown ingredients and 1 USDA foods item. A list of example North Carolina grown ingredients is provided in the guidelines. A link to the most current USDA foods list is also provided. Even though many come from and are grown in North Carolina, dishes must not contain nuts or nut products due to allergies. Teams are encouraged to reach out to the local school nutrition program. A school nutrition director, administrator, and/or manager can assist in providing guidance to teams on meeting the nutrition requirements and having their recipes be replicable for school meals. In previous years' competitions, teams were required to conduct taste tests with their peers. Due to COVID-19, this requirement has been set aside this year, but teams should aim to create a dish that they and their peers would like. Dishes should take no longer than 90 minutes to prepare, cook, and plate. Reviewers and judges will check recipes for use of 2 local ingredients and 1 USDA foods item, along with adherence to school nutrition program requirements and NC Junior Chef competition guidelines. The competition committee reserves the right, upon review, to reject recipes or ask for adjustment. School lunch entrees can be sold as part of a complete reimbursable meal or a la carte. Given this, entree recipes created by students should meet USDA Smart Snacks and School Nutrition Standards. Per these criteria, a school lunch entree is defined as the main part of a meal that has a combination of a meat or meat alternate plus a whole grain rich food, or a vegetable plus a meat alternate, or a fruit plus a meat alternate, and a meat alternate alone, except for meat snacks like a beef jerky, yogurt, cheese, seeds, and seed butters. Additional nutrition standards are shown in the table on the screen and included in the competition guidelines. The Application Nutrient Analysis tool, tab number 3 in the Excel workbook, can help you in calculating the calories, fat, saturated fat, and sodium for your recipe. The ingredients, amount used in the recipe, and unit or measure will automatically populate based on your ingredients entered into the application sheet. Please keep in mind that all ingredients, including condiments, contribute to the nutrient analysis. Please make sure that you provide complete and accurate information. Missing, incomplete, or inaccurate info could impact team scoring. For the cost analysis worksheet of the application, tab number 5, please enter the team name, recipe name, number of portions or servings the recipe yields, and the portion size. Enter the ingredients. Enter the purchase unit for the ingredient, purchase cost, the unit cost, which is the cost per unit measure, amount needed, and the ingredient cost will be calculated for you. The total recipe cost will add up at the bottom of the column. The cost per portion or serving will be calculated based on the number of portions or servings entered above. A completed and signed parental permission release form must be submitted for each student team member. Please make sure that all blanks are completed on the form, especially contact info and the signatures in 2 places, permission to participate and the media release. The recipe review panel will review the submission forms, applications with recipes, and recipe photos from the teams. The scoring rubric addresses whether everything was submitted on time and complete, the quality of the recipe photo, and the quality of the overall recipe. The recipe review panel will score each team's entry and confer to select the 8 finalist teams. Finalist teams will receive feedback from the recipe review panel. Teams can choose to update their applications, recipes, and recipe photos based on that feedback. Each finalist team must update their online submission form for the cook-off phase. They will upload any updated applications with recipes and recipe photos. They will also upload their time management plan and provide a link to an unedited video of the team preparing and plating their recipe. Since we will not be able to be together in person for this year's cook-off, we are conducting the cook-off virtually, as this is an important part of the competition. The video recording of teams preparing and plating their dishes should be done in one take, no editing or starting over, etc., and should show the work surfaces in their entirety and the students at all times. The video can show the team working together when allowable, or show individual team members creating parts of the dish when being together in the same location is not possible due to COVID-19 guidelines. The video must be unedited footage of the recipe preparation. If team members must create parts of the dish in separate locations, the footage may be combined for one video submission. Again, we want to make sure that all team members are safe even while competing in the competition. So please do follow your local health department and school district guidelines to be safe for COVID-19. As with the in-person cook-off, we will schedule teams time to present their recipes to our panel of judges virtually. Teams will have 5 minutes to share about how they created, prepared, and plated their recipes. Judges can ask the teams questions. Afterwards, judges can provide feedback to the teams on items they did well with and things they could improve upon for the future. After reviewing the applications, recipes, recipe photos, time management plans, and videos, judges will score the teams and confer with each other to decide on team medals and placement. Evaluators will use the rubric in the North Carolina Junior Chef Competition Guidelines to score each team regarding recipe development, uniform and appearance, safety and sanitation, food production, and presentation. Please note that teams are expected to follow appropriate food safety procedures and safety guidelines for COVID. The NC Junior Chef Committee will provide chef's hats, coats, and aprons for the teams. The committee will do its best to get these to the teams in a timely manner so that the teams may wear these in their videos. Teams will not be penalized if they are not able to receive their NC Junior Chef attire in time, but they must wear appropriate professional attire for the kitchen. Teams will not be scored on how well their videos are edited. The competition is not about video quality, lighting, special effects, editing, and those kinds of things. The videos are only for the purposes of judges being able to observe and evaluate the culinary skills of the teams. Here are some tips for our teams. Plan early to enter the competition. Submit forms and required elements on time, if not early. It never fails that when you wait until the last day and hour, technical difficulties will occur with email, files, scanners, you name it. Read the guidelines and any materials for the competition thoroughly, especially the application. Watch the educational videos. Please encourage and support collaboration between CTE and school nutrition. It is not an easy task to plan meals that meet school nutrition regulations. Creating recipes that meet these requirements are replicable and economical for school nutrition programs is a difficult task. Teams need the expertise of school nutrition professionals to help meet the competition requirements. Teams create a recipe for an entree, but should think about how it fits into a complete reimbursable school meal. We provide a list of North Carolina grown ingredients and a link to the current list of USDA foods, but we always have applications that have mislabeled these items. Please ensure correct labeling. Please check your application before submission to make sure that everything is complete, accurate, and clear. Check in with the appropriate school administrators on the process for obtaining permission to participate in the competition. We do not want any team selected to compete in the cook-off or other related events to be denied the ability to participate. Once selected as a finalist, be sure to have teams practice. It helps them to be prepared and less stressed for the cook-off. Please take care with food safety. There is at least one judge at the cook-off that is focusing on food safety techniques, hand washing, proper glove use, separation of raw meat and poultry from other foods, etc., temperatures. Please address this and be careful with food safety. Help students learn about school meals and farm to school. Judges will ask questions to see how much students know and understand about school nutrition programs and farm to school. All steps in the process of participating in the NC Junior Chef Competition are accomplishments. Please help teams to celebrate these accomplishments. We look forward to entries for this year's competition. If you have questions, please direct them to Tracy Bates or Robert Van Dyke with NCDPI, and you see their emails listed on the screen. Thanks so much.